Target gunned down in a moving car, so was his Uber driver. And as the car crashed onto I-10, bullets continued to fly, leaving a woman in grave condition with a gunshot wound to the head and 2 others badly hurt in the wreck.
Now, using some of the same technology that detectives used to arrest the alleged hitman, investigative reporter Mike Perlstein has been able to piece together a rare and chilling window into this shocking homicide. Here's the first part of our special report, Tracking a Murder.
That one ping is one of the saddest pings you can ever look at.
That electronic ping shows up as a single dot on a computer screen, but what it depicts is the horrifying reality of a cold-blooded killing and several families still staggered by grief.
And that's where my husband died. It's exactly where his location was showing.
More than a dozen satellites and cell towers pinpoint Quinn's bracelet at the spot where Bundy Road meets Interstate 10 at 5:31 p.m. on February 20th. That's the precise time and place where 21-year-old Janelle Hampton was gunned down in a brazen shooting. Only minutes earlier, he had hopped into the rideshare of an Uber driver who was also cut down in the shower of bullets. The Uber driver, Andrew Stiller, crashes through the fence and onto the interstate right here. Tyree Quinn's ankle bracelet places him right here. Stiller's car plowed into another car on the interstate, badly injuring its 3 occupants. Despite the carnage, police say Quinn did not stop there. They say he got out of his car and continued to shoot, gravely wounding one of the women in the other car, a grandmother from Slidell, with a bullet to the head.
It's senseless, it's barbaric. I've never seen anything like that in my 20-plus years on the job.
They shoot him on the interstate. It's crazy. It's madness, but this is where we are.
He said he placed Quinn on the ankle monitor at the request of a bail bond company who got Quinn out of jail on a $225,000 bond after he was booked in November with armed robbery, auto theft, and being a felon with a gun. But now, looking back in time, the electronic tracking reveals a path to a murder scene. As you can see, the precision of the technology actually places Quinn's ankle bracelet on the grass next to the I-10.
So we do have some information that he was wearing on an ankle monitor, and it absolutely aided in this investigation with his apprehension.
In fact, this police report shows that homicide detectives pieced together several different types of technology to obtain Quinn's arrest warrant for murder. Surveillance video revealed the license plate of the Nissan Sentra used by Quinn and the other 3 attackers. With that, detectives traced the path of the car through several license plate readers. Footage from a surveillance camera appeared to show images of Quinn with the car.
It's eerie. You know, you're not watching a TV show, you're watching what's real. And you know right away what's happening, and you captured that piece of people's lives forever as dots on a screen.
After tracking all over New Orleans East for several hours, Tyree Quinn's bracelet stops right here, where it stays for 24 minutes in front of this apartment complex. Less than 3 minutes and a mile later, the shooting breaks out.
They're clearly sitting and waiting. They're clearly sitting and waiting.
In another piece of this murder puzzle, we previously revealed that the assumed target, Janelle Hampton, was himself out on bail, awaiting trial on charges of being an accessory to attempted second-degree murder from a brutal attack in the French Quarter in January 2022. He was a pseudo student, and he was scared.
He was just, afraid to be swept up in this whole tragic thing.
Quinn's electronic trail after the shooting shows that within 60 seconds, the ankle bracelet tracks onto Interstate 10 at Crowder Boulevard. Within a couple of minutes, it hits more than 100 miles an hour.
The dots can tell a story, but It's a tough story.
For the rest of the night, the ankle monitor is shown crisscrossing the city for several hours. The dot stops at 1:17 a.m. and remains at an apartment complex in the east for 12 hours.
I knew something was wrong. I was calling his phone. He wasn't answering.
On her phone, she can see his exact location. On her way to New Orleans, she calls to see if there have been any accidents. She calls the police. Finally, she gets a call back.
They told me, hold on, we need to transfer you to homicide. Homicide? What?
Now she's left with photo albums, some of his ashes and a fresh tattoo, and memories of their final words.
Okay, baby, I love you. Be careful. See you when you get home. He never came home.
Police say they are still trying to identify Quinn's 3 accomplices.
Mike's investigation did not stop with the Lundy Gras double murder. Using the same electronic monitoring technology, Mike looked back in time and traced Tyree Quinn to the scene of another high-profile crime just 17 days before that brazen shooting. In part 2 of Tracking a Murder, Mike not only pinpoints Quinn's location at the earlier scene, but shows why some people are now calling those earlier electronic dots a missed opportunity for the NOPD.